Okay, we're in round one. We've got the choice. We'll play first. Yeah, it's a good looking hand to me. Trying to think if we just start off with our beaters or if we're supposed to start off with the Whisperer. Because I'm not sure. I feel like I want to start off with a Teamer Charger just because it's so hyper aggro. It's such a good on the play 2-drop. 3 power, like a lightning bolt each turn. Yeah, I'm going to go Charger first. I mean, if I play Whisperer, I can follow up with Charger plus Highland Game, but I'm going to go Charger first. All right. This is a fine trade. Yeah. So it still punishes him quite a bit. So if I play Whisperer now, next turn I can, if I draw land, play Highland Game plus Hooded Assassin. I'm going to go Whisperer here. Doesn't make the best use of my mana, but with the Tuscalocedon and potential for Assassin plus Highland Game next turn, it seems like an okay plan. I mean, at worst, I play a Hooded Assassin next turn, which maybe I don't even play now because of the student. I think I save the Assassin and just go Highland Game. I don't really see a I don't see a super good reason to play the Hooded Assassin here. I mean, it can block the Jeskai student, but I'd rather wait. Oof. All right, well, that's scary. Guess I'll have to bring in my Naturalize for that. Is he going to attack there? All right. So see if he's got the blocks first and foremost. Because if he has the block with the Defiant Strike, at least I can Hooded Assassin kill that thing. All right, did not. Unfortunately, Citadel does not let me play the Enhanced Awareness. I think I'm just going to take another damage here. I'd much rather attack into a big creature and kill it with Hooded Assassin than play a 2-3. I mean, granted, I'm likely just casting Tuscalocedon next turn, but it seems like a reasonable plan. All right, well, now we'll just play a big dragon because if he has removal for it, I'd much rather him use it on the dragon, and I'll blow up his red source. Okay, Weave Fate works for me. He's getting some good card advantage here, but we're just a blue source away from getting our own card advantage. And we've got a couple fatties at least for the next couple turns. He's got to find a good out for Destructor Dragon. And even if he does, like I said, I can blow up his red source at least. He might have found another one, but you never know. And actually, what am I talking about? I'd just blow up Ascendancy. Even if it took him off red, I'd much rather blow up Ascendancy against the Jeskai deck. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. We still have the Hooded Assassin, which, believe it or not, is not the worst here. Like if he plays something huge that I need to attack into. Okay. Morph is not super intimidating. He does have kill shot mana up. Something to keep in mind. I definitely don't want him to suspension field. That would be pretty harsh. But I can't play around on commons. And I guess if he is running suspension field, that's even more justification to bring in the naturalize. I mean, just from the ascendancy alone, I feel like I bring in naturalize. Oh, that's weird. Well, yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I'd take the bait on that. I probably would not have, would not have blocked, oddly enough. But let's get in with our dragon, see if he's got the kill shot. If he does, at least we take care of his ascendancy and get a kill shot out of his hand. Yeah, believe it or not, this is not the worst for us. We take care of an ascendancy, we get rid of a sandblast. We find a blue source, we've got enhanced awareness at our disposal. I don't mind our game plan. We get to follow up with a Tusk Colossadon as well, which is also pretty good here. I mean, I could have pre-combated it to get the full use out of Whisper of the Wilds, but I'm not really holding up anything, so I don't think it matters. So Ascendancy's gone, which is good news. And we'll just drop a Colossadon and pass. Still just a blue mana away from drawing some cards. Plenty of good things to draw here, which is nice. Map the Waste, any blue source, Crew Shock, Mandrills, Pine Walkers. Sky Captain's not too intimidating. All right, land's not super useful here, but we're going to just swing for the fences here. Hope he doesn't have another removal spell. He did leave up the mana, but because he's going to start crashing in with that Sky Captain, I think I'm just getting in. All right, so he just wants to bolster, which is also fine. I don't think I need the land here, but he's not likely to make me discard either, so I probably can just play it. If I'm sandbagging it, it's just to like give the illusion I've got something, but I still have 2 spells in my hand, so that seems fine. I'm likely going to swing into his morph anyway, because I've got the Hooded Assassin. But I would prefer to not lose my Colossadon in the process. Alright, there's our blue mana, so now I'm just going to play the patient game a bit. Like, I could attack with my Colossadon, let him unmorph, and then Hooded Assassin follow-up, but I don't like the idea of losing my 6/5 right now. Probably unmorphs anyway here. Alright, so we would have eaten our guy. I mean, we would have killed it too, but I think I'd probably chump with my Highland game if he attacks. The main reason being I can't attack into a student anyway, and it fuels Delve like for Mandrills or Oh, Bloodstained Mire. I wonder if he's just playing that as like delve fuel. But it also makes our treasure cruise cheaper. Not that mana's an issue, obviously. I mean, we've got all the mana we could ever use at this point. All right. Especially since I have Crux of Fate. I think that's a really good reason to block here. So we'll just block, do some damage prevention, fuel our delve. 2-1 doesn't do anything on this board anyway. I don't want to double block because I would have lost both my guys anyway. Mystic is something to worry about, I guess. But one card left. Ooh, Wild Call's a fantastic draw. So we're going to swing in first. Still hopefully doesn't have a burn effect, or a bounce effect rather. Or a counter spell, but whatever. I'm not going to play around counters here. Or an active treason effect. All right, there's a lot of things I'm worried about. Anissa Mandrills, that's a hell of a flip. Since this is going to have trample now, that's crazy. So this is going to be a 12-12 trample. At this point, if he has a bounce effect, at least we get a creature that I can play really cheaply off of it, which is nice. All right. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to bash with our big man. Currently have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I could do the enhanced awareness now, but I'm going to need 6 to flip this guy. I mean, maybe he just double blocks. In which case, we still kill both of his guys. It's got to be kind of tempting for him to double block here. Just single block is cool too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get to trample over for a ton. And one card left will follow up with a Skull Hunter. Get that last card out of his hand. And it was a Barrage of Boulders, which is Not currently relevant, but would have been. I mean, at least makes his guys unblockable if he can go in survivor mode long enough. Does have to currently deal with a 12/12 trampler, which is nice. Pretty convenient of us to get our one trampler off of a wild call. Pretty sure he's dead if I swing with all my... He has no cards left in hand. So I swing everything. Okay, he's just calling it quits at this point. Like, he can't block our Tuscalocedon. He's not dead, but he has to block a specific way if he wants to live. Yeah. No follow-ups here. I'm just so dramatically far ahead on the board. Plus, I have enhanced awareness if I want to cast that. All right. No reason to show him more spells either. So we're playing against Jeskai. He has Pilgrim of the Fires and Jeskai Ascendancy, which is, for me, certainly enough justification to bring in Naturalize. Do we see any flyers out of him that would justify a Windstorm or a Sagu Archer? I don't think so. What do I like less on the draw? I guess... What do I like less on the draw? Maybe the Mystic is less good on the draw. Because Unblockable is good, but... Seems like not exactly what I'm looking for. What else would I want to cut for Naturalize? How good was Skull Hunter there? Not all that good. Skull Hunters seem pretty bad against him, actually. They can't even attack into... Yeah, I feel like I could probably cut a Skull Hunter and be okay. I mean, I could cut a Highland Game, too. But I feel like Highland Game life gain on the draw seems better than attacking into my opponent and making them discard on the draw seems less likely to happen. I'm going to cut a Skull Hunter for a Naturalize. We'll see how that pans out for us. All right, let's go to game 2. So yes, pretty fortunate wild call. Good looking hand in my book. We even get the full value out of Map the Waste, which is pretty nice. So, and we get to find our island, which is also nice. No 2-drop. No white mana yet from our opponent. Oh, well, now we have both our green and our blue. All right, well, technically that makes the Map the Waste a little less good, but not really, since Map the Waste is still going to let us get into Pinewalker territory on turn 4. So we get to go Highland Game, Map the Waste, finding, has to be a green mana, because the only other one we have is enters tapped. So we find a forest off Map the Waste, and then, oh, well, I guess that still doesn't quite work unless we draw another untapped land. But I still think I probably find the forest, since I have all 4 colors at this point. All right. That's acceptable. Naturalize, not bad either. I mean, not good on this board currently, but not bad in general. Let's just do our Map the Waste plan. Hope we can draw untapped land. If we don't draw untapped land, we still get to play like Hooded Assassin or even Pinewalker. Even Pinewalker Morphed is probably going to be acceptable. But let's get our extra green source. Do I want to attack into a 3/1 that potentially has prowess? I feel like no. Much rather trade, I think. We've got a hand well geared for the late game with the treasure cruise. So I think I'm going to actually hang back. I'm not in a rush to kill him. We've got fatties to play and cards to draw. Naturalizes to use on pesky Jeskai ascendancies. Our opponent is still off white mana, which is worthy of mentioning. Yeah, I mean, if he had white mana at this point, he would play it. And I can pretty comfortably make this trade since our delve is... We have delve in hand, so it's convenient. Plus that turns off his Barrage of Boulders, which is also pretty nice. Untapped land, please? No? Alright. So play Thornwood Falls. We'll play a Morph. And then pass. The Morph could get burned, though, so I could play a Hooded Assassin, but I don't like it. I don't like it as much. I'd rather just get my Morph out there now. Especially since there is actual incentive to play Pinewalker Morph, since, as mentioned, it is a combat trick to a certain extent. We're already just one away from Treasure Cruise territory, which is nice too. Did find his white mana. This is actually kind of nice. So now I get to attack into his morph. I don't have to unmorph. It's likely a Glacial Stalker just based on what we know. But I think I'm more likely just going to swing into the... I mean, I could swing into the morph and get a nice little Pine Walk off on defense. I'm trying to think where that bites me. It certainly doesn't bite me with a Weapon Master. It certainly doesn't bite me with a Glacial Stalker, which we know he's got. But I think I'm actually just going to attack and play Feral Cruciak and pass. The reason I'm doing that is I'd rather continue to build my board state. Like, the fact that I could get a blowout on the morph is cool, but I feel like he kind of has to leave up his morph mana now. He could pretty much either just morph or kill shot are like his only real options. It could also just be a Mystic of the Hidden Way too. In which case, just leaving the mana up really wouldn't be all that good. So he's got Jeskai Charm mana up, which is worthy of noting. I think that we swing both still. I mean, he could end up trading with our Cruciak with the Expert. He just has to play a spell here, I guess. Could have just done the Sure Shot, I guess, too. Alright, did have Sandblast, so he's going to play that on my Pine Walker, but looks like we're eating his Morph, which is good news. And if his Bloodfire Expert lives, it's really not that bad either. Because now that means if we get a land, we can go Sure Shot, kill the Expert. Took care of a Tracker, which is admittedly a pretty underwhelming creature to kill in general, but I still feel pretty good about our spot we're at. Since, like I said, the Sure Shot killing the Expert is going to be quite nice. And if he leaves the Expert back, I don't even have to attack into it, which is also nice. Oh, well, now I guess I'm a bit more motivated. Let's swing into that and see if he plays a spell to try and... He's just taking it. That's pretty nice. Well, let's play the Sure Shot then. Could have done the boon to do it back on the expert, but now we're just in a spot where Hooded Assassin just straight up kills expert. Probably just wants to attack with it. Yeah, I don't think leaving it back's a great idea. Trying to think. Refocus is the only thing I can think that would untap. Guess we play Assassin first, though, because I just want to kill the expert before maybe he kills the sure shot. We'll make him discard too. I don't see why not. We've got the treasure cruise for refilling purposes, so. Looks like he probably just got flooded. All right, well, deck played well match one. We didn't really have any mana issues. Yeah, that's what I was figuring. He got flooded. I've been there, man. I have been there many a time. But yes, it's nice to actually run a deck with card draw now, since I do deal with flooding quite a bit, so this really helps mitigate that problem. But yeah, deck played well for us. We haven't had a problem seeing the 4 colors. We've got plenty of fatties. We've been successfully ramping into. We haven't been hurt too much by our lack of removal. So yeah, let's see if can have some continued success in rounds 2 and 3.